Stop. Right now. Freeze frame your life for 2 seconds because somewhere, someone just saw something that should not exist. A photo with a stranger who wasn't there? A voice whispering your childhood nickname in a language you've never spoken? A clock ticking backward?
Or they left their phone on airplane mode too long and hallucinated from TikTok withdrawal.
Or reality just tripped over its own code. Not like, oops, I spilled coffee tripped. I'm talking full-on cosmic typo. Like the universe hit Control-Z and forgot to save.
You're seriously saying the Matrix glitched?
Not the Matrix, but maybe a Matrix. Because whether we're in a simulation, a quantum foam dream, or just a universe way weirder than our textbooks admit, there are real, documented, peer-reviewed anomalies that make even Nobel laureates mutter, wait, what?
Hey, I'll bite. But if you cite that viral video of a cat predicting Brexit, I'm out.
No cats, no crop circles, just cold, hard cases. Witnessed by pilots, recorded by labs, and still unexplained by modern science.
So, realities get bugs?
And today, we're bug hunting. If you've ever looked at the world and thought, this doesn't add up, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe, because this rabbit hole only gets deeper. And trust me, you'll want to see what's at the bottom.
Or what's been watching us climb down.
Ooh, don't start. We've got 5 real-life glitches to unpack, and none of them involves haunted toasters. Probably.
Let's start with the granddaddy of modern anomalies, the Mandela Effect. And no, I don't mean your cousin swearing the Fruit of the Loom logo had a cornucopia. Spoiler, it never did.
I mean, the original case that gave it its name. Nelson Mandela died in prison in the 1980s. At least, that's what millions of people vividly remember.
Including news anchors, school teachers, even diplomats. They recall watching his funeral on CNN, mourning in the streets, global obituaries.
But here's the glitch. Mandela walked out of prison in 1990. Became president of South Africa, and didn't die until December 5, 2013.
So how do you explain thousands, maybe millions, sharing the exact same false memory?
Psychologists call it confabulation. Every time you recall a memory, your brain reconstructs it, not replays it. It's like editing a photo every time you look at it. Eventually, it's not the original anymore.
But why the same edit? Why not 1,000 different Mandela deaths?
That's the anomaly. Collective false memory on a massive scale without coordination. It's like reality pushed a software update and some brains didn't install it.
So we're not glitching, we're just bad at saving our progress?
But here's where it gets wild. Some researchers, like Dr. Fiona Broom, who coined the term, wonder if these aren't just errors. What if they're bleed-throughs from parallel timelines?
Now you're talking quantum physics.
Exactly. The many worlds interpretation says every quantum decision spawns a new universe. What if during moments of global emotional intensity, like Mandela's imprisonment, our timelines briefly overlapped?
That's not testable.
True, but it's also not falsifiable. And in science, that's the gray zone where mystery lives.
So we're left with 2 options. Either human memory is terrifyingly fragile, or reality is porous.
Or both.
If you've ever sworn you remembered something that never happened, drop a comment below. You're not alone. And honestly, we read every single one.
Because your memories might just hold an clue. Now forget time travel, forget DeLoreans. I'm talking about time slips. Real, documented moments where people claim to have stepped into another era and lived to tell the tale.
Like that episode of Doctor Who where they end up in Victorian London?
Closer to Versailles, 1901. 2 British academics, Charlotte Ann Moberly and Eleanor Jourdain, were touring the gardens when the modern world vanished.
Vanished how?
No tourists, no signs, just 18th century courtiers in powdered wigs, women in silk gowns, and a woman sketching by a kiosk, whom they later identified as Marie Antoinette.
Sounds like two history nerds got lost in fantasy.
Except they wrote independent accounts without comparing notes, and both described buildings that had been demolished by 1789. Decades later, historians confirmed those structures existed, but weren't in any public records in 1901.
Okay, that's weird.
And it gets better. In 1996, a man named Frank Smith was walking through Bold Street in Liverpool, a busy shopping district, when suddenly the cars disappeared. The storefronts changed. People wore 1950s clothes. He even saw a tram that hadn't run since 1957.
And this was reported?
Yes, the Liverpool Echo covered it. Dozens of other witnesses came forward with similar experiences on the same street, same time of day, same eerie silence. One woman said she tried to buy a newspaper, and the shopkeeper spoke in an accent no one uses anymore.
So are certain places thin between times?
Some physicists think so. Strong electromagnetic fields, quartz-rich bedrock, or even acoustic resonance could, hypothetically, create localized space-time distortions. Versailles sits on ancient limestone. Liverpool's Bold Street, built over old tram tunnels and iron deposits.
You're saying places can record time? Like a cosmic DVR?
It's called the stone tape theory. Fringe? Yes. Impossible? Not according to known physics. If space-time is a fabric, maybe intense emotional or energetic events leave an imprint, like a groove on a record. And under the right conditions, it plays back.
So we don't travel through time. Time travels through us?
Exactly.
Next time you're in an old city, watch your step. You might just walk into yesterday.
And if you do, take a photo. We'll wait.
Imagine a book no one can read. Not because it's encrypted, but because it defies every rule of language, botany, and logic.
The Voynich Manuscript, carbon dated to 1404 to 1438. 240 pages of calfskin vellum, filled with plants that don't exist, naked women bathing in green liquid, and stars connected by diagrams that look like alien circuit boards, and written in a script no human has ever seen before.
No known alphabet, no repeated words and patterns that match real languages. Even AI trained on 400 languages can't crack it.
WW2 codebreakers, NSA cryptanalysts, linguists from Oxford to Tokyo, all failed. In 2018, a researcher claimed it was abbreviated Latin, a women's health manual, but experts tore it apart. In 2021, another said it was encoded Hebrew, also debunked.
Maybe it's a hoax. Some Renaissance troll wasting expensive parchment.
Possible, but the ink matches 15th century iron gall recipes. The vellum is real, and the botanical drawings, they follow consistent artistic conventions. Roots, leaves, flowers, just of species that don't exist on Earth.
So, alien botany?
Or a lost pharmacopoeia. Some scholars think it's a mnemonic device, a memory palace in book form, used by a healer who didn't want rivals stealing her cures.
But then, why the cosmic diagrams? The zodiac wheels with unknown constellations?
Ah, here's the real glitch. The manuscript shouldn't work as a language. Real languages have redundancy, common words, predictable patterns. Voynich has none. Yet its word frequency almost follows Zipf's law, a hallmark of real language. It's like it's trying to be real, but isn't.
It's the ultimate linguistic uncanny valley.
And the creepiest part? The women in the baths. They're all connected by tubes, flowing with green liquid, like a circulatory system for the Earth.
No one knows what it means, but it's been studied for 600 years.
and still guards its secrets. If you've ever tried to decode the Voynich or have your own theory, tell us in the comments. We've got a whole folder of wild submissions, and one of them might be right.
Because sometimes the answer isn't in the code, it's in the question. Now imagine this. You're lying in bed, everything's quiet, too quiet, and then you hear it. A low throbbing hum, like a diesel engine idling a mile away. But when you go outside, silence.
The Taos Hum.
Since the 1990s, about 2% of residents in Taos, New Mexico, and similar towns worldwide report hearing this mysterious drone. It's not in the air, it's in their heads. Or is it?
Studies confirm it's real. Not tinnitus, not psychological. The frequency is around 32 to 80 hertz, below normal hearing range, but detectable by some.
But here's the glitch. Microphones can't pick it up consistently. Only certain people hear it. And it's global. Bristol, England, Largs, Scotland, Windsor, Ontario, all report the same sound.
Theories range from secret military tech like HARP to industrial equipment to Earth's own resonant frequency, the Schumann resonance at 7.83 hertz. But that's way too low to hear.
Unless our bodies are acting as antennas. Some researchers think electromagnetic fields from power lines or cell towers interact with the inner ear, creating phantom sound.
But why only 2% of people?
Genetics. A 2015 study found that hearers often have a specific inner ear structure, more sensitive to low frequencies. But even then, the source remains unknown.
And it's driving people mad. Insomnia, anxiety, some have moved towns just to escape it.
It's like the planet is whispering, and only a few can hear it.
Or maybe we're all hearing it, and most of us just learn to ignore it.
What if the hum isn't external at all? What if it's the sound of space-time vibrating? Quantum foam rippling at the edge of perception?
Now you're just scaring yourself.
Maybe. But next time you're in total silence, listen closely.
If you've ever heard the hum or think you have, drop a circle in the comments. We're mapping the listeners.
Because silence isn't always silent.
March 13th, 1997, Phoenix, Arizona. Thousands look up and see a V-shaped formation of lights, silent, massive, moving slower than any aircraft. It blocks out the stars. Then it vanishes.
Not a meteor, not a drone swarm, not Venus. This was witnessed by police officers, commercial pilots, Governor Fife Symington, and even Senator John McCain, who called for a congressional investigation.
The U.S. Air Force later claimed it was flares dropped during a training exercise at Barry Goldwater Range.
But the timing doesn't match. The main event, the giant V, happened at 8:30 p.m. The flares weren't dropped until 10 p.m. And flares don't move in perfect formation. They drift, they flicker, they fall.
So what was it?
Radar data from Luke Air Force Base shows an unidentified object tracking with the lights. And multiple videos, shot independently, show the same shape, same speed, same silence.
Silence is key. No engine noise. At that size, it should have been deafening.
Which suggests either advanced propulsion or something not of this world.
Or atmospheric lensing. Temperature inversions can bend light, making distant planes appear closer, larger, even V-shaped.
Possible, but lensing doesn't explain why it was seen across 300 miles from Nevada to Mexico, or why it stopped, hovered, and disappeared all at once.
And the witnesses, they weren't conspiracy theorists. They were teachers, nurses, veterans, people who knew the sky.
One woman said it wasn't flying, it was being there.
So, hoax, misidentification, or something else?
We don't know, but here's what's undeniable. Something massive, silent, and unexplained move through our airspace, and the official explanation doesn't fit the data.
Maybe it wasn't hiding. Maybe it wanted to be seen.
Or maybe it didn't care if we saw it at all.
If you saw the Phoenix Lights or have your own sky mystery, tell us your story, because the truth might be written in the stars or in your memory.
And hey, if you're still watching, you're part of the investigation now. Don't forget to like this video. It helps more people find these mysteries and maybe, just maybe, solve them. So, are we living in a simulation? Is reality broken? Or are we just finally paying attention to the cracks?
Maybe the point isn't to solve the glitches, but to learn from them.
How so?
Every great scientific leap began with an anomaly. Mercury's orbit didn't match Newton's math, so Einstein gave us relativity. The ultraviolet catastrophe led to quantum mechanics. Glitches aren't errors, they're invitations.
So, Mandela Effect, time slips, the Voynich. They're not proof of the supernatural, they're signs that our models are incomplete.
Exactly. The universe is under no obligation to make sense to us, but it is consistent. And where it seems inconsistent, that's where discovery lives.
And that's why we chase these mysteries, not for aliens or ghosts, but for the thrill of the unknown. For the moment when everything you thought was true shifts.
Like a glitch in the Matrix.
Or a feature we haven't understood yet.
So if you've made it this far, you're not just a viewer, you're a fellow explorer. And we're so glad you're here.
If this video sparked your curiosity, do us a favor. Hit subscribe. We dive into mysteries like this every week, backed by science, fueled by wonder.
And who knows, maybe one day you'll be the one who cracks the code.
Until then, keep looking up, keep questioning, and never stop listening for the hum.
Because the next glitch might be yours.